evening. My name is Aravinda Pillalamarri. I live in Bel Air, and my daughter attends Aberdeen High School. Yesterday was Earth Day, and I would like to take a moment to appreciate the environmental science education programs in Harford County Public Schools. I am in awe of all of the students who took part in the Envirothon a couple of weeks ago, and especially congratulate the team from North Harford High School that will go on to represent Harford County at the state and maybe even the national competition. I think it's happening in Idaho. I also had the opportunity to see students taking what they learned in environmental science to make a difference in our county. You may have seen in the Friday's Aegis that Harford County Climate Action, at the invitation of the council president, made a presentation in Tuesday's county council meeting. My daughter was also part of the team that planned that presentation. She spoke directly to the council, and she was part of this team, and one of the references that was very important in making this presentation was their own textbook. So I think this is a shining example of students taking what they have learned and speaking up for social change. Can we call it the School to Empowerment Pipeline? And I think this is something that we should be proud of and encourage. I would like to recall two things that happened on October 12th, 2017. You heard some of the board members recently attended the program at Harford Community College, Disrupting the School to Prison Pipeline. Actually, that was part two. Part one of our panel discussion on School to Prison Pipeline took place at Harford Community College on October 12th, 2017. It was outstanding. We talked about, we for many of us, it was an introduction to this whole concept. We heard from Baltimore County educators on how they had addressed this with restorative justice practices. It was a packed hall. We all left full of optimism that this is something we can bring up with the board. We can bring it to Harford County. We can do something to address racism. And then we found out that the same day the incident happened in Bel Air High School with the display of the racist slur, and I'm also part of Together We Will, and we've been coming to these meetings ever since. Our group it comprises students, teachers, lawyers, librarians, veterans, social workers, all walks of life, and I hope that you all see us as a resource. We really want to help. We have been hearing many students at these meetings bring up pressing social issues of racism, of teen suicide, of gun violence. And, we, I think, are feeling somewhat frustrated and disappointed that rather than encourage, you listen patiently when they're talking, but when they decide to do something more than talk, like call for a student-led race relations council, I will close soon, call for a student-led race relations council or organize a school walkout, they are met with indifference and intimidation. What is this? We appreciate your commitment to allocating, when we've raised these issues and you have allocated the funding for the Office of Cultural Equity, I did not realize that was also in a question mark right now. But at the same time, we're really alarmed about another development. I don't know if it's a proposal or it's a done deal at this stage.
Ma'am, please wrap up.
Yes, 15 seconds. We're really alarmed at a proposal that might actually accelerate the school to prison pipeline. We've heard that $1 million has been allocated for increasing police presence in schools, and we don't know, what is going to happen with that. But without a proper understanding of racism in the school to prison pipeline, we are really afraid that this will threaten the ability of all students to make school into an experience of empowerment where they can speak truth to power, stand up for what they believe in, and experience it as a school to empowerment pipeline.